Exceptional view, isn't it? Quite impeccable, I might say. Reminds me a bit of the great Henry VIII. A story told with so many details. It's a vivid picture that can be painted in your mind, with many wives and one man with goals and aspirations. The story of Henry VIII is quite a long one, so let me begin. The year was 1491. The place was Greenwich Palace, which was the birthplace of all Tudors except for Henry VII. The occasion was the birth of one of the most well-known rulers in England, Henry VIII. Henry was the third child, the second son of Henry VII and Elizabeth of York. He had 2 brothers and 4 sisters in all. Of them, only he and his 2 sisters, Margaret Tudor, who was later the Queen of Scots, and Mary Tudor, who was afterwards the Queen of France, outlived their father. The rest just passed away. When his eldest brother, Arthur of Wales, died, he left behind the throne and his new wife, the Spanish Catherine of Aragon, to Henry, of course. Both were taken by Henry VIII upon his succession to the throne. The marriage, however, was not a smooth one, as Anne Boleyn entered the scene, and chaos ensued.
You're so amazing, I took the time to not cut you off. You've got me thinking, can't rule this kingdom all by myself. Oh, Catherine, Catherine, and Jane, you got me losing my mind. Oh, nah, who's my queen?
Okay, new mistress of my husband. Okay, he's already had 2. Her sister, who already has two children, and some other girl. I don't pay attention to his mistresses really, but some other girl, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it, and so Anne Boleyn is her name, hasn't had any kids yet. I've already had Mary, my daughter. So she thinks that she can take my crown. She's wrong, because I have a nephew. His name is Charles V. He's not only King of Spain, he's also, King of the Holy Roman Empire. He's not going to want this marriage annulled because we are going to be his allies. Not the French's, his allies.
Oh, nah, what's my name? Oh, nah, what's my name? Oh, nah, Anne Boleyn, Anne Boleyn, Anne Boleyn. I heard you good with that empire. Yeah, you know where the Scots. The square root of 69 is 8 something, right? Because I've been trying to work it out. Oh, guillotine, end your life. You think I'm mean, but I'm really nice. Okay, there you go. Next thing your head's gonna be rolling on the floor. Oh, let it go. Say you wanna stay, but the king will make you go. You just waiting for your man to come and finish, girl. You're gonna have to leave the kingdom first, girl. Say my name, wear it out. It's getting...
I'm Anne Boleyn. I know that Catherine thinks that she's going to keep the king, but she's not. I'm going to have the king. And you want to know why? Because I'm smarter than Catherine, and I'm better than Catherine, and I'm prettier than Catherine, and I'm younger than Catherine. Which means that I can have babies, while Catherine can't have babies. And she's done. She had Mary, and Mary's a sick little, weak little child. And my children are obviously going to be so much better. If my little sister Mary can have babies by the king, my babies will obviously be better than hers. So I'll give the king all the sons that he wants. And I'll be the Queen of England.
Bring in the hoes. Now bring me the women. Speak to me, ladies.
Mary's doing very well. She's got hair. See? I braided it. Just for her.
Let me see. Who's back up? Good texture.
Thank you.
Next hoe.
What?
Next woman.
Hi, my name is Anne Boleyn. I don't know what you know about me, but I'm pretty young, like 20-ish.
I like him young.
Yeah. I'm really pretty. I think I'm prettier than Catherine. But don't tell her I said that.
I'm right
But,
here.
so.
Ladies, don't fight. This can all be resolved with just a little bit of love. Why don't you all come to my bedroom tonight? I'll decide which one of you deserves to stay in the kingdom.
It's Mary's birthday.
Obviously by playing a game of Uno, which I just tend to play in my bed, so. What were you thinking?
Nothing. I love you.
That sounds wonderful.
I love you.
I play the game, I can't explain it well, so I would just suggest you go on Google. Kingdom Google.
No, it's okay. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Ladies, if you want me to find another woman,
No.
I still have my hoe. Excuse me. And I'm sure there's a lot of
Babe,
other ladies in
babe,
the
she
kingdom.
took my crown. Babe.
I'm the queen now. I'm the queen. I'm the queen.
You went back to me.
Oh, look, you caught me on a jog. Despite the efforts of Catherine of Aragon to keep her husband, he still took various steps to pursue a marriage with Anne Boleyn. These steps he did shaped the outside perception of him as a ruler. They were quite radical, these steps, and they included the Act of Supremacy, which made Henry the only supreme ruler of the church. Secondly was the Act of Succession, which legitimized Anne Boleyn's children and granted them royal priority. Third of all was the Act of Uniformity, which made all the Church of England use the same prayer book. And lastly was the Act of Union, which gave the House of Hanover the throne if there were no heirs.
Well, like I said, I'm the queen now, and Catherine's gone. She got banished, and she can't come back. And Henry divorced her, and he made the own Church of England just so that he could marry me because, like I said, I'm better than her and prettier. And I already had a baby. We just got married, and I had Elizabeth. And she's perfect, even if she's not a boy. I love her, and she's perfect, and I'll have lots of boys, and it'll be great. But, this little Jane thing, she coming around my rooms when Henry's there trying to steal him from under my nose. She thinks I don't know how this works. Like, obviously I know what she's doing. I stole the king from Catherine. Like, come on now. And it's just not gonna happen. I'm gonna be the queen until Henry. I'm always gonna be the queen. I will be the best queen they've ever seen, and Jane Seymour can suck it.
I'm ready for a bedtime story. Thank you.
All right, my dear, let's open up a page. Anne's fall from grace can be attributed to a number of things. She may have been too cunning for her own good as her enemies in court began to plot against her. Cromwell persuaded the king to authorize an investigation leading to her downfall. Additionally, public opinion of her was bad, and there were even stories of her having a wart on her neck and a sixth finger. Rumors of her being a witch spread like wildfire, and even her beheading, though it was a private one, has said to have all rabbits come out from their holes, and Anne's eyes were said to have rolled back into her head. Signs that she was a witch. In spite of that fact, Henry made various changes within the church to get Anne. The king had lost interest in her, possibly due to her inability to produce a son, and he had taken a liking to one of his other mistresses, Jane Seymour. It is said that while Anne was being beheaded, Henry and Jane Seymour were picking out her wedding dress. Anne Boleyn's short-lived reign foreshadowed a history of misfortune among the wives of Henry VIII. Time for bed!
Hi, I'm Jane Seymour, and I'm very happy to be pregnant. The king wants the boy, I want a boy, my parents want a boy. We're just so happy. Like, I really don't care, but the king just wants a boy so badly.
Oh boy, you caught me lifting weights. Just a part of my daily regiment. Back to the story. Jane Seymour is said to be one of the happiest wives of Henry because of his love for her. Not only did she finally give him a son, but he also had a fondness for her that he had not exhibited with any of his other wives after her. She was buried beside him, a privilege that not even Boleyn was granted. Unlike the previous wives, Henry waited 3 years after her death to remarry. compared to the fact that while Anne Boleyn was being executed, Henry and Seymour were picking out a wedding dress, which is a difference that is completely apparent. Despite this fact, however, he did remarry afterwards to Anne Cleves.
Guten Tag. I am Anne of Cleves. I do not speak much of this English language, but I am to be married to King Henry. I think he is the 8th King Henry, but we are going to be married. But I don't think he very likes me much because he comes to me and he kisses me, but I do not know who he is, so I push him away. And then I find out he is the king, and this is bad. This is very bad. And I hear he thinks I am ugly. This is also bad. But I am to be the queen.
Hi, my name is Catherine Howard, and I am married to the king, King Henry VIII of England. And I just love him so much. He spoils me rotten. He buys me rings and pearl necklaces and bracelets. He buys me everything and anything that I want. And also there's like this other boy on the side, and he likes me, and I kind of like him back. But the king can't find out, because if he does, I'm dead.
Well, lucky score. Back to the story. Henry had been expecting a beauty when he expected Anne of Cleves, but he was disappointed upon her arrival. He was sad to have quoted that she looked like a Flanders mare, and that their marriage was never consummated. He inevitably began looking for affection in new places. This led him to a Catherine Howard. Catherine, however, was only a teenager, and her love for the king waned. Soon, the young queen was cheating, and the whole kingdom knew. Catherine's fate was sealed, and she and her lover were beheaded. Back to the game.
I'm Catherine Parr, and I'm the new queen right now. I don't know if he's going to be taking anymore, because at this point the king's getting older. I think that's why he went from the 17-year-old to me. 17-year-old cheated on him. That wasn't very pleasant for her. But despite the age difference between him and I, because he's older, I think that if he does, God forbid, pass away, then I might have to take over.
Looks like I got some mail. Let's start to read it. He's cool, isn't he? With all the pandemonium created by the wives, it's easy to overlook the influence they had on Henry's reign. If it wasn't for Anne Boleyn, Henry may have never broken away from the church. Never broken away from the church. Ever, ever, ever. Weakening the Pope's hold on the monarch and strengthening the aristocracies. The wives, following Jane Seymour, all had lost most of their money and transformed the public opinion of him. Cromwell may not have been granted the influence he gained after the break with the church. Catherine Parr would not have taken over as a regent after Henry's death, and Elizabeth wouldn't have ever existed. Therefore, it's only through the tragedy of Henry VIII and his wives that the English history is what it is today. I thank you all for watching our movie and bid you farewell. Good night, good morning, and good afternoon.